So inside this bag is probably one of the craziest and most unique guns I've ever reviewed on this channel. So let's head over to the other bench, get this out of the bag, and check it out. Alright guys, we're over on the other bench. We're going to get this bag opened up and see what all is inside. Now this bag is actually pretty nice. We got the Derya logo here. We got a front pouch and then we have the main pouch. It does have two carry handles and it also comes with a shoulder strap. Now I don't know if anything is in this front pouch, so let's get this opened up and see. Wow, this bag just keeps getting better. So we've got two Velcro flaps right here. You can store some extra stuff here. And then down here, we've got two mesh pockets. We've got zippers here and here. And we've got something inside of this. We're going to set this off to the side. We'll come back to that. So here's that bag. Let's just go ahead and get the stuff out of here. See what all we've got. We got a lock. You know what we do with those. Straight to the trash. We got some ear pro. We've got a piston. I'm pretty familiar with these because I have a Rock Island VR80. We'll come back to that in a little bit. We also have a wrench. We've got an Allen wrench. We got the user manual. Nice manual. It is a full color manual. You do have the parts breakdown right there and the list of what all the parts are over here. All right, and then we have these two offset mounts. We got a 1913 rail here. Same on both of them. And then on this side, we have the adapter to attach it to the 1913 rail on the gun. All right, now we're going to open up the main pouch. We'll hit this side first. It does have a couple Velcro attachments to attach the gun into the bag. And then up here, we got a flap to separate the two sides of the bag. We've got a big old magazine here wrapped in plastic. We've got a second mag. We'll come back to the magazines here in a little bit. We've got our gun. It is wrapped in plastic. I've already had this out of the bag. I wanted to check it out. I couldn't wait. Here is our DY12Y shotgun. And we've got another extended mag. Nice. Actually came with 3 mags. You don't see that too often. We also have a carry handle. I won't be using this, but pretty cool that it came with one. And it looks like we've got a Derya branded sling. Let's get this out. We got our clasp right here to attach it. Looks like everything's adjustable. It is a bungee cord style sling. And same thing on this side of the bag. We've got 2 more Velcro attachments to attach the gun to the case. And that is everything in the bag. All right, before we dive into this video on the Derya DY12Y, I want to get a couple things out of the way real quick. First off, this is an unboxing video. We are not taking this to the range until the next video. What we are going to do in this video, we're going to go over all the specs, we're going to go over the features, the magazines, the trigger in this, and I'm also going to give you detailed instructions on how to tear this down. I'm pretty familiar with this platform because I already have the Rock Island VR80 and the gas system is pretty much exactly the same. And these are a little complicated to strip them all the way down. And the last thing, I want to give a big shout out to Pursuit Armory. They are a local gun store right here in my hometown and they are handling all the FFL transfers for the channel. Now the DY12Y is a magazine fed 12 gauge. But if you go on the Derya website, this is not considered a shotgun. It's not considered a pistol. It's considered an other. Or sometimes you'll hear people say any other weapon. Now there has been a bunch of changes when it comes to the NFA since I got this. We're not going to go into all that in this video. We're just going to let things sort themselves out and we'll figure out where we go with this in the future. But what I will tell you is you're definitely going to want to stay tuned till the end of the video, because we are going to make a couple changes to this. We are going to add an optic. We're also going to be putting a brace on this that I bought. And Derya sent out some pretty cool accessories for this. So just sit back, wait till the end of the video, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to have this all set up for the next video when we take this to the range. All right, let's get some quick specs out of the way on this. Now, according to Derya's website, they're saying this has an overall length of 30 inches. And once I get a brace on this, it probably will be 30 inches. But in this configuration we're in now, it's only 26.5 inches. Now, one thing I want to show you real quick, this buffer tube on here is just a smooth buffer tube. So when I go to put a brace on this, I am going to have to change this out. Now, the overall width on this is 4 inches. That's with the charging handle. And the overall height on this is 9.5 inches. And even though this is very short and very compact, it's got some weight to it. This weighs in at 6.5 pounds. And most of that weight is all up here in the front. And that's due to the gas system this runs on, which we are going to get up close and personal with that gas system here in a little bit. Now, as far as the finish goes on this, some of it is black anodized and some of it is a melanite finish. All right, just like we do on any other unboxing video, we're going to start out here at the front and work our way back. And before we do that, I'm going to show you that this gun is clear, no mag, nothing in the chamber. So the barrel length on the DY12Y is 11 inches. Out here on the front, it looks like we have this big muzzle brake. But this is actually not a muzzle brake. In fact, this is the first thing you have to remove to tear this down. If you look, the barrel comes all the way to the end of this brake. The VR80 I have uses a similar setup. Now, when you move back behind this fake muzzle brake, let's just call it that, you've got your handguard. This is a very short handguard. You do have 1913 rail on top, and it also has what it looks like to be some M-lock attachments. But my buddy Steve over at the Mr. Big Kid channel, he's already done a review on this, and I do not believe you're going to be able to attach anything to this rail due to the gas system inside here. The gas system is very wide, and it's just barely not touching the handguard. So those two adapters that I showed you that came in the bag, that's what you're going to have to use if you want to mount a light or a laser to this. And we'll try that out before the end of the video just to see how well it works. But one downside to that right here where this M-lock slot's at, I doubt we're going to be able to put like an angled foregrip on it. Due to kind of the same thing there's really not that much room. But this thing is so short and compact, I don't want an angled foregrip on it. This, to me, is just fine. And I've noticed a lot of other videos that I've watched on this, they're actually grabbing it right back here. Because I will tell you one thing, when you are running these guns hard, they get extremely hot. Now, the gas system on this is what they call an interchangeable gas-operated semi-automatic piston system. And when we were getting everything out of the bag, I showed you that extra piston that comes with this. And when we tear this down, I'm going to show you how to change those out. And while we're talking about that, this has the light piston installed in it from the factory. This is what you're going to use with birdshot, lighter loads. But when you want to run double-aught buck or slugs or some heavy 3-inch rounds, well, you're going to want to put the heavy piston in this. And while we're talking about that, I want to get this out of the way now. These guns, and not just this one, any of the guns that run on this type of gas system, they're all going to require a break-in period. I went through this with my VR80. Everybody was online complaining, well, my Walmart 7.5 won't run in this, it won't cycle. They will eventually, but you got to break this in. And what I did with my VR80 was run about 300 rounds of Winchester AA's through it. And now my VR80 will eat anything I put in it. In my experience, the best thing to do, you buy a bunch of Winchester AA's, go to the range with a couple buddies, and run the absolute piss out of this thing, and it will break in. All right, now we look out here on the front of the handguard. We do have a flip-up polymer sight, but they just flip up, You got a very thin post there, and it is adjustable for elevation. You got a knob right there to adjust it up and down. Now we move back, and you've got even more 1913 rail. You got plenty of real estate up here to put whatever you want on it. Me personally, it's an 11-inch barrel 12 gauge. I'm just putting a red dot on this. And we move to the back, and we've got our rear flip-up sight. But what's cool about it, it is a peephole sight, and you can adjust your windage left and right. You got a knob right here on the side. And we move here to the back, and you pretty much just have your standard nut to remove the buffer tube. You can change the buffer tube out like I'm going to do and put a brace on it. And here pretty soon, who knows, you can probably put a stock on it. And I was showing you when we were taking everything out of the bag that it came with a single point sling, and your attachment point is right here. All right, now we're going to move down to the buffer bolt system. And as you can see, I've got my charging handle right here. I am a wrong-handed shooter, so I just prefer to charge them from this side. But if you want your charging handle on this side, well, it's super easy. This has like a D10 in it. You just pull it, and you can swap it over here, lock it in. That's all there is to it. And if we move down, you can see we got our pin here and our pin here. This pretty much breaks down just like any other AR-15. Pull your pins, separate the upper from the lower. YouTube, I'm only showing this for maintenance and cleaning. I'm not making any modifications to the firearm. And there is your upper. And there's what the inside of the upper looks like. So let's dive in to the lower. I'm going to show you what the inside of this lower looks like. And as you can see, the hammer on this looks a little different. I do not know if there are aftermarket triggers available for this particular model, but there are aftermarket triggers for the VR80. So I'm assuming they are going to work in this because, well, pretty much the same system. Now, as far as your controls go, I'm real happy to see that they put an ambi safety selector on this. The trigger on this, it's not bad. I've dry fired it a few times. It is just a curved trigger. Feels like pretty much every other mil-spec AR trigger. And we are going to get a trigger pull weight on this in a little bit. Now on this side, you got a big oversized mag release, but you do not have an ambi mag release on this. And the bolt release on this, one-sided bolt release, no ambi. And to use it, you're going to pull back on the bolt, pull down on this, locks the bolt to the rear. When you want to drop the bolt, you're going to hit the button, just like that. Works really well. And as far as the trigger guard goes on this, you've got a nice big trigger guard. So running this with gloves on is not going to be an issue. And when you see how hot these can get, you're probably going to run it with some gloves on. Now we move down here and you've got your magazine well. There is some flaring here. Should make mag changes pretty easy. And we'll go over the mags here in a minute. And then we move to the grip. This has got a pretty nice grip on it. It's kind of like soft rubber. It does have texture on it. You've got it all the way around. And with my big hands, I can get a full grip on it. But this does just use AR style grips. So if you have a favorite, you can swap it out. All right, now I'm going to give you a quick rundown on how to take this down for cleaning and maintenance. The first thing you're going to want to do, remove the fake muzzle brake. And if you notice, you'll hear that sound. That's what locks everything together. So you're going to thread this off. There are your barrel threads right there. Your handguard, it just slides forward. Now, if you look here, you got another nut. You're going to loosen that up. In order to do that, you are going to have to hold this. That'll spin right off. Now, right above these threads, you got a couple rings, little half moon clips. You're going to take those off. There's one, there's two. Now, you can slide this off. Be careful with this because there is an O-ring inside here. Now you have access to the piston. Same thing, just slide it forward, and if you want to swap it out for that heavy piston, you can. And I doubt you're going to be able to see it. I'll take a picture of it, but it says light load on it. The other one, I don't have it sitting right here, but it probably says heavy load. Your last piece that's going to come off is this. Now you're probably asking yourself, how do I remove the barrel? Because, well, you're going to have to remove the barrel in order to take your bolt carrier group out and clean it. And if you look right here, there is a hole and there is an Allen screw down in there. You are going to back that out. And when you get it out, you go to grab the barrel and it still won't come out. That's because it's double bolted. There is another bolt underneath that. So I got my Wheeler wrench with a bit in it. I'm going to go ahead and back this out. There's what it looks like. And there is number 2. All right, you're probably sitting there saying, are we done yet? No, we're not done yet. There is a lot to breaking one of these down. They are not the funnest guns to clean. It comes with a wrench. And right here, you have a barrel nut. And that barrel nut has to be removed in order to get the barrel out. And it's pretty much flush fit. When you go to turn this for the first time, it will turn a little hard, but you can do it by just holding on to the upper with your hand. Once you back that out a couple turns, you can take it the rest of the way out by hand. Now, I figured I'd be able to just grab this and pull it right out due to the fact I just had it taken apart, but that's not the case. So what I did when I took it apart the first time, I got my real avid hammer. Do not use the metal or the brass side. Use the rubber side. Stick it inside the receiver. Just give it a tap. Barrel drops right out. Now you got to take your charging handle out. And now your entire bolt assembly is ready to come out. And it will come out to the front. You pull it out. And now you have 2 pieces. Right here is your bolt. And your track or rail, whatever you want to call it, that your bolt rides on. And it just sits on there just like that. And to put it back together, just do the reverse of everything I just did to take it apart. Alright, I already showed you this gun's clear, no mag, nothing in the chamber. Let's talk about the trigger on this. So the trigger, it's not bad. There really is no take up. It just breaks, pretty much like any other AR trigger. Reset on it. Pretty short, tactile and audible. Got the Wheeler trigger pull scale. Just right above 5 pounds, just barely. Alright, so now we're going to talk about magazines. This actually comes with 3 mags, which is awesome. This little shorty right here is the 5-round mag. And you also get 2 10-round magazines. And one thing we haven't talked about is what shells you can run in your DY12Y. You can run 2 3/4 and 3-inch. So now let me give you a little sneak peek of all the cool accessories I have for this. Derya sent out their drum magazine. This is called the DDM12, and it's still YouTube compliant. It only holds 21 rounds. And there it is. Now the top part of this mag is metal, just like these, but the rest of this is all plastic. On the back it's clear. You got your assist dial here to help load it. If this thing is reliable, this is going to be pretty awesome. And Derya was nice enough to send me out a buffer tube. You can get these on their website. And that's going to lead into my next accessory. When I was up at Pursuit Armory picking up this other, that we're going to call it, I got a brace. So I got an SB Tactical SBA4. And for the optic, we're going to be running the Siley Bowl. Alright, I'm going to head down to the reloading room, get this all put together, come back, show you what it looks like, and we'll also talk about how much this DY12Y is going to set you back. Alright, there it is. Got it all set up and ready to head out to the range. So let's talk about what all we did. We've got the Siley Bowl on here. I do have this on a riser. It's a 1913 to RMR riser. I also got the Derya buffer tube put on here and the SBA4 brace, and it works really well. And as you can see up here in the front, I went ahead and put the Olight Balder on here. And the reason I did that is because I don't know if I'm going to leave it on here, but it's got a quick detach mount and it's super easy to swap it around to different guns. And I did put that 45-degree offset mount on that came with the gun. And if you notice, I switched my sling point over to this side because I'm a wrong-handed shooter. And I gotta show you what it looks like with the drum mag in it. That looks pretty badass. Alright, I told you at the end of the video, I was going to let you know what this is going to set you back. Now, if you get on the Derya website, this has an MSRP of $14.99. And I know that seems like a lot. But I got online and I found quite a few places that have it for $9.99. And I know a lot of people are going to say, I'm not going to pay that much for a Turkish shotgun. Well, technically, this is no longer a Turkish shotgun because this one is made at their new facility in Jacksonville, Florida. So this gun is American made by American workers. Just thought I'd throw that out there. And if you haven't hit that sub button yet, hit that button because in the next video with this, we're going to be at the range having a lot of fun.